Hi everyone, it's Tonya here, wanting to give you the most updated information about my 14-day quarantine and my coronavirus symptoms. This will be coronavirus symptoms for April 8th through April 11th, and this is day 23 of me being sick. So this is only day 11 of my official quarantine. I still have 4 more days of official quarantine until I can come out of my room. So I just wanted to update you all. April 8th, I didn't sleep well. I didn't take anything to sleep that day. I was trying to fall asleep naturally. I woke up at 6:30 a.m. and was up for about an hour and immediately went back to sleep till almost noon. Every day I'm really tired, or I tire easily if I just do like the most minimal of things. So that part, I haven't got my full energy back yet. I'm sure it'll come back eventually, though. I'm confident about that. Every day I wake up hoping to have my full smell back and my full taste back. I don't. That part is kind of frustrating. I still can't smell anything and I can taste a little bit. So that's better than not tasting at all. So I am grateful for that. At night, I was still having chest tightness on the 8th and coughing. It's kind of hard to breathe like how you normally breathe with those symptoms. But Kaiser said that was normal for people that have tested positive. So no fever and let's see. On April 8th at 6:30 p.m., my littlest son, who has asthma, said he had a headache. That really worried me because they're being monitored for symptoms since they were exposed to me. He took Tylenol, and when he woke up the next day on April 9th, he said that he didn't have a headache anymore. So that brings me to April 9th. I was tired when I woke up. I had a headache the night of the 8th, and I woke up with a headache on the 9th. Still no smell that day, not my full taste. Nights are the same with the chest tightness and coughing. That particular day on April 9th, my daughter, who is 11 years old, had a temperature of 100.1. I immediately called Kaiser and they said unless she's showing other symptoms, to not bring her in for a test. Plus, Kaiser is not testing children under the age of 18 unless they are having difficulty breathing. So how do you know if your child is having difficulty breathing other than being able to visually see them and see if they're labored or having difficulty? Which is why I ordered a oxygen checker online. And you can just order this online and keep it at home, and you just put your finger there and check your oxygen or check your child's oxygen, and it'll give you a reading. So right now I am 98%. That's good. I think ideally they want you to be like close to 100, but if you can see, the number just pops up on there for you, and you'll know if your child is having difficulty with oxygen or anything like that. This is absolutely vital to have if you have a child with asthma. And you can just probably order this online, any medical online website, or maybe even Amazon. That brings me to the continued on the 9th. My daughter slept the entire day of the 9th. On the evening of the 9th at 8:45, she complained of having a sore throat. So she, there's not much we could do for that other than giving her hot tea. On April 9th, my symptoms pretty much remained just as I had shared with you earlier. But really worried that day about my kids. On April 10th, I woke up at 7:40 a.m., no fever, still no smell, not my full taste back, coughed a little bit out of nowhere, and still feeling really tired. My daughter was showing full-blown symptoms on the 10th as far as being tired. She slept the entire day yesterday of the 10th. That is not like her. She's usually very energetic and up. And so the one thing she said was that her sore throat was gone. So I thank God for that. and she was eating just fine on the 10th, but just sleeping all day, all day. So she's still being monitored. Today's the 11th, and she's still in her room. My oldest son, who's 17, he had a headache on the 10th at 5 p.m. So he took some Tylenol. So at this point in time, we're just monitoring our family members in the house, because on Monday, the doctor said to assume that they're all positive since they've been exposed to someone that's positive. So at this point, we just have to monitor and keep an eye on their symptoms to see if they're symptomatic. I won't know when I'm negative yet until I'm retested, and even then I might not be able to be retested because of the lack of test. So at this point, this is I hope that I can get it, and I pray that I can get it retested so that I would know if I was negative at least. So to wrap it up, the most long-term symptoms that I think people are dealing with is the headaches that are coming and going. For me, no smell, little taste, very tired. Diarrhea is off and on. Chest tightness at night, which makes it hard to breathe. A little bit of coughing at night, and obviously that causes you to be very anxious when you can't breathe like you normally do at night. So that's what my experience has been. I've also haven't been sleeping well. That's probably not from coronavirus, it's probably just from being like anxious about all this. Again, this is day 23 for me. There's been people that have been in intensive care unit for 23 days. So I'm thankful that it's 23 days for me in my home and not on a ventilator or in the hospital. So what I want to say to you is be sure that if you have symptoms at the onset, write them down right away, because you're going to want to know if you're progressing or if you're getting worse, or so that's important for you to know. Let's see here. The link to the doctor of the breathing techniques that I wanted to give you guys. Obviously check with your provider to make sure that you can do this, but I do it twice a day and it seems to be helping me, especially at nighttime. And I just used YouTube and I put UK doctor breathing exercises, and he immediately popped up as the #1 choice or link to press. So UK doctor breathing exercises, and this is probably something that even kids could do if they were suffering from any kind of breathing issues. But again, seek medical advice before doing that, but I probably would use it on mine. Also, what I found interesting is Pink, who was diagnosed with coronavirus, did a interview on the Ellen Show. She did a really good job of sharing her symptoms too. So you can YouTube that as well. She actually shared dates like I did and symptoms like I did. So, and she also did it for her son, who was 3 years old, that tested. I don't know if he got tested, but I believe they said that he was positive, or not positive, but showing symptoms. So I think they assumed he was positive. So definitely check out the Pink interview with Ellen. That was really good informational. And also another thing that I've been doing is when I brush my teeth in the morning, obviously you can't change your toothbrush every day. So after I brush my teeth, I run the hottest steaming water you can get on your sink faucet, and I leave it under there for 20 seconds, burning, steaming hot, my toothbrush. That way it kind of kills any germs that it might have on it, and I can reuse it the next day. Obviously, when I test negative, I want to just get new everything, makeup brushes and toothpaste and everything, because I feel like everything's just been exposed to coronavirus. So I'm only going to do one more video at the end of my quarantine, which will probably be on my last day of quarantine, just to update you. And then just continue on my road and my journey to recovery, which I plan on making a full recovery. I pray that will happen. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.